Welcome to Truth and Company podcast. I'm your host, John the Truth Dioria, and today we got a great guest. My next guest has been singing and playing music since he was 8 years old. He grew up in a very musical and artistic family. As a teenager, he put together the band Crescent Moon, which I'm honoring right now. I got my sweatshirt on. I'm a loyal fan. So, which eventually would go on to win a talent show at St. Scholastica College, numerous Battle of Bands competitions all over the Midwest area, and they performed with some well-known artists like Survivor, Toad the Wet Sprocket, and Confederate Railroad. As a solo artist, he has won numerous singer-songwriting competitions, including Dylan's Duluth Dylan Fest songwriting competition in 2021. He has been voted the best live musical act by local radio stations in the Northland area. He has been on PBS television and earned the title Northland Idol in 2018 through a local ABC television affiliate, which granted him the silver ticket for an audition for American Idol in Nashville, Tennessee. He has the self-titled debut album, Shane Nelson, and in 2023, he put out another album, The Music Saved My Life, which he has a single coming out next month called Somewhere in My Heart. So definitely look out for that next month somewhere. You'll be able to check out his social media. It's on the bottom of my page right now, his Instagram page. So stay in touch with him on his Instagram, and you'll be able to find out where he's playing and when his songs are being released. He has performed in so many bars, venues, festivals, in parks, and on porches in the Northland and the surrounding areas. Let me bring on musician, songwriter, and producer Shane Nelson.
That's quite the intro. I don't even know what to say. Just like, where do you get all this information from?
That's what I do. That's what I'm supposed to do.
God, it don't even sound real. It's like, where have I been when all that happened? Like, if any of it happened, I don't even know. I feel like it's questionable, like some of it.
So how's it going?
Man, oh geez, like it's been good. It's been crazy. A lot of things going on in my life. Not even just musical, but I mean, where do I even begin? Yeah, that album that was came out in 23. That still hasn't even come out yet. I don't even know where you got that from, but I'll tell you what, I am still working on that album. The Music Saved My Life. That's the name of that album.
Oh, so the whole album's not officially out yet.
No, and there's quite a few people, including like my family and people that have just been a part of the project that just know that like I'm a perfectionist, and I just have not put the album out yet, because for recording reasons and just, trying to get it the way that I want it to sound and the album art and things like that. But as you saw, this is the first official like album art that I have for one of the singles that I'm going to have on the album. There's going to be 4 singles. I just thought just to kind of highlight 4 of the songs that I thought were kind of special to me. And one of them was a song, Somewhere in My Heart. I wrote that about my friend Zach, and you know Zach very well.
Yeah,
you've been there since the beginning.
And I want to talk about that in a little bit, if you don't mind.
No, absolutely.
Okay. So yeah, let's go all the way back to the beginning. I mentioned you started this journey at 8 years old. Why music?
It's really funny because I don't think there wasn't much of a choice in it. I don't think like I decided anything. I think it's just something like I always knew, like was something that was really special to me. When I was really young, like my mom would be playing. I mean, like I'm talking like a baby, like possibly, like just in the backseat of the minivan and like listening to like we're local, Cool 101.7, and it could be like at the time, it was 50s and 60s rock and roll, and like the Beatles and like Buddy Holly and like things like that. That's what I like, Del Shannon, the Everly Brothers and things. That's what was going on in like the 90s, on Cool 101.7. You don't hear that now. You can't you can't turn on the radio. Now it's like 80s. Now it's like 80s music, like 70s, 80s, something like that. But at the time, like I grew up with that. My mom, she has so much like Beatles memorabilia. It's crazy. And I just remember like having like VHS tapes when I was like super little. And like some of my first earliest musical memories were like watching like the Beatles movie, like A Hard Day's Night. And I just, yeah. And I remember when I was really young. I had like, it was like when CD or cassette tapes were transitioning to CDs. Like I had the cassette tape, the CD, the VHS tape, and of the Yellow Submarine. I remember that, and I just like I love that I had every part of it, you know. But
Hey, so now your family, like I mentioned, is very artistic in music and actually dance. Is there other areas of art as well that your family's involved in?
you know, I think people, especially in my family, like they're all like super talented, and they have things that are really creative about each individual person. And I think, you know, and honestly, I just think like everybody in general, like kind of has something that they're good at. I like to see something, you know, beautiful in everybody. But I mean, my family definitely has things that are like notable about like what they do, I'd say. You know, like my sisters, they're into dance, and my sister's kids, you know, they're into dance as well because they grew up with that with my sister. But also my brother who plays guitar and writes songs in his own right, does his own things. He actually wrote songs for my nephew and niece's band. So they're into dance, but they also have a group too called Born Too Late. And my brother has written a lot of the songs for. There you go.
Give him a little shout out right here. I got it.
Right there. That's actually funny because that is a baby picture of my niece Rockin, who is the lead singer of Born Too Late. And Terrible Twos is a song written, and actually my brother doesn't want to be known for this, but the thing is like nobody credits him anywhere. He's like the ghostwriter for Born Too Late. Every song that's on that CD is written by my brother.
Oh, I did not know that.
It's true. And like my brother, he works on the railroad all the live long day, but he's very artistic in his own right. And like he's got projects right now that he's working on that I don't even know if I should really say. I mean, it's kind of like top secret.
All right,
Kind
so
kind of.
I'm gonna have you step closer to the mic.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah, now I can. So, okay, so how did you? So how did you come up with the name Crescent Moon to begin with? And was there any other options before that?
Well, it's funny because, you know, I think I've heard other bands talk about this where it's like, you know, you come up with an idea when you're young and you don't really think about it too much. And then it's just kind of something that you stick with. And then you're kind of like forced to like have this name for like your whole career because you've, you know, held on to this name that you came up with. And that's what people know you by or something, you know. But there wasn't much thought into it. I remember me and Mike Gray, I'm sure you know Mike. We were swimming at Blackbridge here in Superior one day, and it was like, you know, it was kind of like evening time when the sun was going down, and we were just in the water in the Nemadji River swimming, and I remember looking up at the sky of my own curiosity, and like I don't even think he heard me or anything. I don't even remember the context of it. I mean, God, we were like 13 and 15, 16, you know. But I said something to him like, I said, what do they call that moon? Like when it's like that shape? Because that was the shape of the moon. It was a crescent moon. And it caught my attention. And, you know, before Crescent Moon, there was another friend of mine, and we called it, I don't even know why we got the name. It was so cheesy. I don't even want to say it. We called it Cold Fire. And I don't even remember the reason why we called it Cold Fire. But I got chills because I literally have not said that name forever. but me and Zach have a song, and it's like a little jam that we do, and I remember it actually. It wasn't anything really special, but we called it we named the jam. We did.
Okay, your vocals, you adjusted your vocals again.
I mean, is it better or worse?
No, 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 you were good. You were nice and loud a minute ago.
Don't make me self-conscious.
Well, no, you're being super quiet right now.
Well, I don't.
There you go. You're good.
I don't think I'm being quiet. Just kidding. Hold on. I'll turn my level up a little bit here. I haven't changed
Okay.
anything, I promise you.
No, I think it just depends on where you move your head.
Two,
But that's
two.
fine. There we go. We're good.
I bumped up a little level on it, so.
So okay, so talk to me. You brought up Mike Gray and your best friend, Zach Ross, who was the drummer. And so how did you form the band with these guys? And did you know them before you decided to form the band? How did you become friends with these guys?
You know, I think that's kind of like the interesting thing about being young and not really having the ability. Can you hear me okay? You can't hear me too well right now? Two, two? Try that. How's that? Any better?
A little bit. I don't know what you keep doing. You're perfect for 1 minute and then
I don't think I don't think. The one thing that I
I
could do is just go straight out of my phone. Try that.
well no, I mean when it's loud it's perfect. But I don't know what keeps happening.
Technology, man. I mean, it's the devil. Technology is the devil.
You're good. You're good.
Does it sound okay now?
Perfect.
I swear to God, I ain't gonna touch anything. Don't blame me if it does something again.
No, but anyway, so yeah, explain to me how you met these guys and how it came to be that those two were in the band with you.
So basically, it all began. Well, I met when I was in high school in ninth grade. I never had a band, but there was a battle of bands that happened, and I tried to. Um, there were some musicians that were in there that tried, or in high school that tried to help me out, and they had their own group called Hydro Wizard at the time, and Miles Brown, Paul O'Shaughnessy. Gosh, I can't remember, but they helped me out and they kind of backed me up and played with me for one of these battle of the bands, and it was really cool. But it wasn't like my group. Like I didn't have a group. I just was me, and I did what I did. But I mean, I still stayed connected with them and everything. But it was later on, probably 10th grade for me, where I met Zach, and he was an interesting character because socially awkward as all hell. I mean, you thought you knew Zach, but I'm telling you, like, this kid, I mean, like, Zach always had long hair, but I mean, like, he wore it in a ponytail. When we were in high school, there was no ponytail, and he wore it over his face like, God, I think Tammy actually called him, like, Cousin Earl or something. I don't
Cousin
know.
It.
Cousin It. Okay. I don't know what he looks like, because isn't that like off the Munsters or something?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what that looks like, but that's what he used to do. Like he wore his hair over his face, like you couldn't even see him. But the one thing I remember about him was we had in this math class together, which we probably both failed. But he had pencils always. He would like air drum.
No.
Lost it again.
Yeah, we're perfect.
How about not?
Say something.
Okay, not good. Still terrible. Gonna come back.
Yeah, I can't.
No. Two, two, two. Come back. Come back, Shane. Come back to it.
Do you want to just switch to your phone?
Might as well. All right.
There we
Can you
go.
hear me? Is
Yeah,
that better?
yeah, a lot better.
Then we don't got to deal with technology.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead,
Anyways,
continue.
so like I was saying, I got a space heater on in my room, like a sauna in here. But no, but anyway, what were we talking about?
About how you met Zach and you guys were in math class together and stuff.
Oh yeah. So like I sat across from him and I just thought you know who actually introduced me to him was another kid. And it was really interesting. And this is an interesting story because after Zach passed, but there was a kid that I was in school. So we were in a split math class. Like he was younger than me. Zach was probably a grade or two younger than me. And like I think he was a freshman and I was a sophomore in high school. But we were in a split math class and there was this kid that used to hang out with Zach's brother. And well, this kid who hung out with Zach's brother, his brother graduated with me. It's kind of a weird story. But like he's like, hey, there's this kid who like plays drums. Like I got to introduce you to him. His name's Weston Morris. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And that's kind of when I started to have my eye on Zach because like he was always like playing air drums with the pencils. And like I just thought he was a weirdo, and he actually was a weirdo, but so am I. So it worked out great. but um but anyway, no, like he was just always socially awkward. And like the thing that was so interesting about Zach was like I never knew anything about him it was like he was a completely different person in high school than after I started to get to know him. But I mean, we all grow up, and we change. But I mean, yeah, like he would come up with these elaborate stories and just like things that were so far-fetched. I mean, like very creative stories and things like of things that have happened to him in his life or like things that a reason why he couldn't get together and play or something like that. And I mean, he'd probably be pissed if I said anything, but I mean, we were young, and definitely an imagination and like a very creative side to him. And it came out in the way that he played music because I don't think that there definitely isn't anybody that I know that plays music like Zach. And I mean, like I could talk about him all day. I could talk about him for 2 hours. I mean, I really could.
But I mean,
He
how
wrote,
did you decide to bring him and Mike together to form the Crescent Moon
so
band?
here's the thing. I didn't even know Mike at the time when I met Zach. But like I had a friend at that time when I met Zach. His name's Devin Griffin. And it's actually funny because me and him and Zach did a battle of the bands. And this actually, that's which one? Okay, that's my friend Devin. That's Zach's, my censor. But this was super cool because we did this battle of the bands together, and like I kind of taught him how to play bass. Just he wasn't a musician really, but I taught him how. My friend Devin, and kind of brought him into the picture with me and Zach when me and Zach started to play together when we were younger. Because I'd go over to Zach's house and we'd play music, and then we just needed a drummer. So we got my friend Devin into the picture for a little bit. But, I mean, just wasn't his main interest. And, he just didn't lock into that like super hard. But he loved music. And I mean, we're still friends to this day. But, then I kind of met Mike Gray on the school bus and things like that. And like, yeah, it was just a really interesting relationship with Mike because I was bullied all the time in school, and we were actually having this conversation, and like I didn't know who I could trust because like I was always had my defenses up when I was like on the school bus, and I thought Mike was an asshole just in the group of people that were kind of bullying me and stuff. But like Mike Gray gets along with everybody. So I mean, like that's not even wasn't even a thing, I mean, like, but like in my head, like I thought it was, but like Mike actually was the one person on the bus that like treated me with respect and kindness, but I didn't know how to see the difference. But like then in the neighborhood, I'd run into him once in a while, and like we actually ended up hanging out. And then after we kind of slowly, I got acclimated to him, and I really liked him and his brother, which is interesting because his brother was born on the same day as me, September 15th, 1992. It's really cool. But like, yeah, Mike didn't play music either. But so after my friend Devin kind of left the picture, you know, Mike didn't want to step on his toes or anything. He's like, hey, I don't want to like intrude or be anything like that. But, you know, in Best Buy in Duluth, they used to have a music center, but like it kind of failed because the music scene isn't what it was or should be, or enough to, you know, make a place like that work. But I mean, we could go in there and play drums and play guitars, like just walk in there, like just like fun land for anybody who wanted to play music. And there was like a music room, and me and Mike Gray went up into this music room, and he had a bass guitar that he picked up, and I showed him just something super simple, and then we played it, and okay, we had like a little start of something, and then he just ended up like really locked into it. And I mean, like Mike is, and see at the time, and like I don't know like what you call it, because like I just like had a vision of something, and like I had a hard time really appreciating Mike, because I mean we were little, you know, but I think throughout the entire time, even that Mike, I still think this way, that like we had played together. Like I don't think I really appreciated like how talented, like I mean he really is. I mean, and still is. I mean, he's a mechanical engineer now, and he does some amazing things. But what ended up happening was like we were playing together, and then I introduced Mike to Zach, and then we'd all hang out, and it's kind of like then the story about how you know, the whole crescent moon idea. Me and Mike were swimming one day, and I said, you know, and it was from there. I mean, that's what it was, you know, and I mean. Mike had some issues with his arm, and you know he was going to go off to school and do things like that. And I mean, still, I mean, like I said, still best friends. But I mean, me and Mike and Zach did a lot of traveling, like across like the Midwest, and doing things like performing at like casinos, and I mean, just like three best friends, just like hanging out. I mean, like. Zach wasn't just my only best friend. I mean, like I've got like Mike, you know, and among others. But I mean, you know, after Mike had gone off to school, then, you know, it was my brother that kind of popped into the picture. Well, actually, it's really interesting because there's another Mike that before my brother popped in when Mike left to go off to school, that helped us out a little bit. His name was Mike Meyer. And, so he popped in for a few shows, but then my brother eventually ended up taking over for like probably about 3 years on the bass. Because like my brother always played music with me, you know, but not like in like a band. But I kind of roped him in like help, you know, because we had shows lined up that we had to do. And so my brother came into the picture and helped out for a while. And my brother had a friend, you know, named Dwight. That was kind of, he grew up in our neighborhood that played keys but never really had a band. But but he was very talented on the keys, and we thought, well, why not try to see what he would sound like if we brought him in too. So him and my brother and me and Zach, you know, kind of played for a while, probably about 3 years. I don't know. I don't think Dwight probably was in it for that long though. But Dwight Deeth, his name is. But yeah, then my brother ended up getting a job on the railroad and realizing that he could make more money doing that. No, but then Mike Meyer, who originally popped into the story when he kind of helped when the Mike fell out a little bit, Mike Gray ended up coming to fill my brother in, you know, and he played with me and Zach for the remainder of Crescent Moon. And that was probably about 3 years, 4 years. You know, my timeline is so off. But the one thing that I do know is that me and Zach, from the time that I met him till the time that he passed, was about 14 years.
So if you don't,
Right before my 30th birthday.
If you don't mind talking about that a little bit, about him passing, I know that was huge blow to you. I know it was super emotional when he died in that car accident. He was actually on his way to see you, right?
Yeah, we had a show at the zoo in Duluth. And I think it was July 29th, 2022. And yeah.
I know that was a hard blow for you to take. So I mean, how did you do?
I'll tell you, that was the hardest thing that I ever went through in my life. I mean, like, besides any close family, you know, I think, I don't know if you could take someone closer to me, probably.
And how did
and I mean, and I've never, and I'll tell you, up to that point, I haven't lost anybody in my life. I don't know what that felt like. I didn't know what loss like that felt like. And like, that was just like, it wasn't like, you know, it was like all at once. And it was just, yeah, it was very life-changing. And it was, yeah, I mean, what can I say, you know?
Is that some of the reason, the things that you went through because of his death and stuff, and then the name of this new album that's coming out, does that have anything to do with his death?
Well, it does. So basically, there was this place that I was hanging out quite a bit, so the whole thing that really sucks about the whole thing is, you know, Zach had wanted, well, his brother had moved about like 4 hours away, and I think it was like, I want to say like some Marshall or something, I don't know, but anyway, it was somewhere near the town of Nakusa, and that's the town where Zach actually ended up moving to. So like about a year before he passed, he moved to this town called Nakusa to be closer to his brother. And basically, so him and his mom both moved down there, and I told him, why don't you get a place in Superior somewhere where you could get anywhere? I mean, like, what are we going to do when we got to go and perform? But he's like, I'll drive up. It's no problem. I don't care. But he did. And like, I don't even know how the hell he did it. And I mean, like, this guy, I mean, like, it pisses me off, but he got a house. He got it all figured out. And this is a guy that like can't even figure out how to call to order a taxi. But like there's so many small instances where I looked out for Zach so much, you know, and I think that's the thing that like really bothers me is like, I love to be the person that could like try to help Zach for all the stupid little things in life. But like this journey that he went on when he passed, it's like, I can't help him on that. There's nothing I can do, you know. But no, he got a house. He moved down, and it was a beautiful place. And the thing that sucks is I didn't get the chance to like see the place until after he passed, because he's like, you got to come down. We're gonna book some shows down here. We're gonna play down here, and that was all part of the plan. And I was gonna do it, but like, and my other thing too is like, I'm just like really anxious about traveling and stuff like that. But like for him, it didn't even matter to him. Like he literally drove like 4 hours to make $100. Like he drove for 4 hours and had no gas to like come up to fucking Superior and make $100. Like, I mean, try to tell someone around here to justify doing that. It's like, and that's the thing about like the relationship that I had with him is like, you can't fake that shit. Like we had like, there was like a real brotherhood there. And I mean, like, you know, I play with people now, and there's people that I care about, but I mean, like, try to convince someone to drive 4 hours for $100. Like, it's not even about the money. He just wanted to be there and perform, and he did it. And and you know, I think like on the day that he passed, you know, it was in the middle of the afternoon, and he was probably running late and going fast, and it's just, and you know, nobody knows exactly what it was by himself, and it was on a straight road at 2:30 in the afternoon, and nobody knows. And it was just
I mean, it could have even been a deer, right?
no,
No.
no, because he didn't swerve.
Oh, okay.
It's almost looks like he would have fell asleep, but it doesn't make sense because he only was 20 minutes from his house. It's too much. It's a lot, you know. And I've went over it in my head 1,000 times, and the only and I just, you know, the thing I think about is just like, you know, there's some things in life that we're just never going to understand, and no matter how hard we think about it and try to analyze it. And I mean, you know, it's like, what is life? Like, why are we here? You know, it's like, what is our purpose? You know, like, what, you know, where do we go when we die? You know, like, there's so many questions. When we look at the stars, what does it mean? Like, what is that? You know, this vastness that we can't explain. You know, these questions are make about as much sense as his passing. And it's something that I've kind of accepted, that like there's some things in life that we don't have to understand. And I'm just grateful that I had the chance to meet him and like make beautiful music and things with him for the time that we did have together. And I feel like I still carry him with me like every day. And I think about certain little things that nobody would ever understand that I'm a part of, you know, like when I'm making music or listening to a song that I know that we would connect on. And like that's him continuing to live in me. And whether you're a spiritual person or not doesn't change the fact that like still influences me even when he's not here physically. And I think that that's a pretty spiritual experience, like when I'm playing music and I still feel that with him with me. So I don't, you know, it's really an interesting thing. And not too long after Zach passed, I wrote a song exactly about that called Somewhere in My Heart. And that's going to be the first single that I released on this new album that I'm making. So after Zach passed, I met this group of people, these older musicians, super talented, that played downtown Duluth in this place called the Blackwater Lounge. And after he passed, it like I started to become friends with them, and they kind of took me in. And like I was in a bad place, but they took me in, and you know, we made music together. You know, they learned a good handful of these songs that I've written and performed them in the living room. And we just like were making music, and then we were going to make an album together. And so like that was such a good constructive way to just like keep my mind busy and like keep the music going instead of just like falling into a really dark place, you know, which could easily have happened, you know, for anybody. But these people that have helped me out, Max, Steve, Ron, Koivisto, Jerry Siptroth, you know, we went into the studio and we recorded for like 3 years. Like, and because of me being, you know, I mean, like it was already perfect, like from the moment that we were together and making the music. And it's just the way that my brain works. But I'm just so grateful that I got to spend all this time with them. And one of these songs that I've written that meant so much to me, you know, and me and Zach even performed it together. You know, I didn't write this before or after he passed, but it's a song I wrote called "The Music Saved My Life." And it was just a no-brainer that that was going to be the title track to this album. Because of after meeting my friends, my newfound friends that have helped me so much with my friend passing, and just everything that I've experienced with Zach and Mike, not just Zach, you know, my brother, the people that we've met along the way while we're traveling and making music together, you know, I mean, and just how much it's influenced me, like growing up as a kid, you know, like being bullied in school and not having any friends. And, you know, having music was the only thing that I could hold on to that like I actually believed in, that wasn't, you know, I mean, like I just wanted to name the album that because it just seemed like it made the most sense. And there's a couple, yeah.
All right, so you ready for these random 20 questions?
No, no, I'm not. But I suppose we can.
Well, all right. Well, yeah, I just, you know, I want to change the tune a little bit of the show a little bit. You know,
That sounds good.
because I know you could talk about Zach all day. So
All day. I mean, like I could go nonstop. I got 14 years worth of stuff we could talk about, Zach.
all right. So question number one: tell me about your background and your upbringing a little bit.
Grew up in South Superior. Grew up in South Superior and lived there for 7 years. Got a brother that's about a year and a couple months older than me. Mom and dad, and a sister 20 years older than me. Did I say that? Same mom and dad. I like to say that because that's just so crazy, you know. And then a middle sister, Carrie. And them two sisters, they're in the dance studio together. Sterling Silver, that's my sister's dance studio. But went to Bryant Elementary School. Was never into sports. I was into wrestling a little bit. I tried that. I know you're into boxing, but I tried wrestling. I didn't play by the rules. I just wanted to tackle people. And then I got my ass kicked one day, and I figured that wasn't for me. I got showed what's up one day, but
All right. Question two: do you have any hobbies outside of music?
I love gardening. I love growing hot peppers and torturing my friends with them. I find great pleasure in trying out my salsa garden and building that every year.
Okay.
Flowers and stuff, it's just kind of my thing. I don't know why, but gardening is just really something I've just enjoyed for the long. This year I'm gonna really do something. Fishing, I like fishing. I love going to the movies. I'm absolutely obsessed with going to the movies. I just love escaping and just kind of, you know, like getting into a really good movie. I fall
All
asleep
right.
to documentaries every night. Nature documentaries. I just watched David Attenborough, the guy who is like, I think he's British or English, I don't know. Just talking about a documentary on gorillas. And it was amazing. Just came out 2026 on Netflix.
All right. Question three: what is something that your music fans don't know about you?
Hmm. I'm a poor musician. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure everybody knew that. No. What don't they know? Um, I have like I don't know. What don't they know? It could be anything. It could be literally anything. I've never had a dog before or a cat.
Okay. All
They
right.
probably I've had a pet snake and a hermit crab and a goldfish.
All
Actually,
right.
my next song, my next album, I open up a line in one of my songs. I never had a dog before, so there you go.
All right. Question four: if you could have dinner with any four musicians, dead or alive, who would it be?
Glenn Phillips from Toad the Wet Sprocket. After my band opened up for him, I got super into Toad the Wet Sprocket and just the songwriting from Glenn Phillips. But probably Buddy Holly for sure, no doubt, absolutely Buddy Holly. Um, you know, who else? Jason Mraz would be amazing. That would be pretty cool. And James Taylor, that'd be pretty cool. Pretty wholesome people, I think.
All right. Question 5. What's the craziest or funniest story that ever happened between you and a fan?
And a fan?
Yeah.
Craziest, funniest. Yeah, I have so many, but like it's funny for me, but not for them probably. But like, I guess the ones that come to my mind is like when there's alcohol involved and like, I don't know, but they're not really that funny, especially. But I mean, to me they were. I mean, God, I don't even know. I mean, I'm sure it's endless, and some could even be inappropriate, but like also amazing. Like on the road stories that are just like, it's just like between you and your brothers, sister, but
Well, give me one story.
okay. God, I don't want to put anyone in bad light.
Well, you don't have to say who anybody is.
God, there's so many crazy stories. Like, but for fans, like probably, I don't know. I can't like specifically think of like one like off the top of my head, but like the first one that comes to mind is like there was this guy one time like that was like barefoot and he was like he, I told him not to help me pack our stuff up, but he was so determined to help. And like I just said, don't don't do it because there's a certain way that we pack it up and it's fine. And it was raining and it was just wet, and I got a trailer with a trailer door and I warn everybody who walks into it that like it's slick and I don't have grip tape on the trailer door, but he was just like so determined and wanted to help so bad. And I'm like, all right, man, but I'm telling you like that the trailer door is really wet and you like just put it down outside the trailer and I'll take care of it. But he just was like muscling this thing. And like he was pretty wasted, and he ended up like trying to go up the trailer door, and he like his feet like it was slick, and the door like slipped out from under, like his feet slipped out from underneath him while he's carrying this like 410 Marshall half stack amp, and it's like it wasn't super expensive, it was just a cheap thing, but like he did like a backflip and I can see it in my head and it's the most outrageous thing I've ever seen in my life. And he didn't get hurt, which is why I'm saying this is like, cause it just looked, he like threw the amp over his head or like the cabinet. And like, I think, yeah, I don't even remember exactly what happened, but it looked like something out of like a Looney Tunes cartoon. It was just absolutely ridiculous, but I'm still grateful that he helped out.
All right, question 6. What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Birthday cake. Birthday cake ice cream is the absolute best. But the thing is that it has to be the right way it's made, though. Because there's ones that aren't like birthday, I mean? Like it's got to have the actual yellow cake or vanilla cake in it. It's like the real cake chunks in it.
Okay.
But just like birthday cake flavors that don't, you know what I mean? That like where it's just like the ice cream and it's like a cotton candy flavor or something stupid like that.
All right, question 7. If you were a hippie in the 70s, what would your nickname be?
Shane Shine.
All right, question 8. What is the proudest moment of your music career so far?
It's impossible to answer that. The proudest moment was the moment I look back and say I never gave up, which is right now. Because there's people that, like have a passing fad in their life, but for me, it just never was. And no matter what the struggle was or what I never quit. And I mean, I got shit going on now, and I feel like I'm pretty resilient, and I just don't stop. So
All right.
that's the proudest moment is right now because I haven't quit yet.
All right. Question 9. Do you have any tattoos? And if yes, what are they?
I'm scared of getting a tattoo. I've never gotten one. I put a smiley face on the underside of my big toe, maybe. I don't know. I don't I'd be scared to even do that.
All right.
But I mean, it could be music. It could have been anything, but like, I just don't. My brother is tatted everywhere. He made his own tattoos. He tattooed himself, and they're actually really good. But I don't know. I express my art outwardly. I don't put it on my body. But I mean, like, I love tattoos though. There's some tattoos that are awesome, but I just don't have any yet as of now. So
All right. Question 10. Are you a sports fan? And if so, for what sports and what teams?
I've never watched sports, but I'll tell you, my friend Mike Meyer, the one I was telling you about that, like, played bass with me and Zach and everything. Like, he's into all different stuff, and I feel like he's really passionate about it in a way that, like, I can get into it when he's talking about it. And one of the most exciting sporting things that I actually enjoyed was a boxing match that happened. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was an English guy, and it was like Paddy something Piblet or something.
Oh, he's an MMA fighter.
Yeah. I was like jumping around my friend Mike's living room while we were watching this guy, cause like everybody was so excited for him to. It was for like the heavyweight champion or something fight, and like, or something like that, and we were just getting into it so much. And I'm not even into it. I'm not even into boxing or that. But I mean, like, I really got into that fight, and I mean, that's not like me to really be into boxing or MMA fighting, but my nephew's in a little MMA fighting and like wrestling and all that, and I go out to their events and stuff. That's probably the only time that I'm really into sports, is when I'm a part of it because of somebody else. But
Question 11. If you could only eat one fruit for the rest of your life, what would be it?
I really like those, what are they called? Like clementines, or like, I'll tell you, I eat so many of those little oranges. Those little tiny oranges. I love those things. They're like clementines, or I don't know what it's called, but, and bananas. I eat bananas like all day. I'm like, yeah. You have no idea how many bananas I eat like a week. I eat like at least 2 bundles of bananas a week.
Okay.
But I also love blueberries. I bought blueberries today too. So
All right. Question 12. Have you ever had an incident where you thought you were going to die?
yeah, a couple times. And do we really have to go here? I mean, but like, okay, there's one time I was fishing and I was by myself. My dad told me, wear a life jacket when you're in a boat by yourself. Well, I took it off because it was annoying. And I had a snag in the water, and I did the stupidest thing. I wrapped my hand around the fishing line to try to pull it out. But the boat started like drifting away, and I couldn't unwrap it from my hand. And I ended up getting pulled out of the boat, and the boat started it was turned on, and like, I'm lucky that it was like spinning in a circle, because like I ended up getting it unwrapped from my hand, and I was in the middle of the water, like out in the bay, and I just like, it was scary, and I just think how stupid it was. But hey, sometimes you get fucking lucky, and I guess I got lucky today. I mean, there's probably another time too. I was stupid and swam across Moon Lake and Iron River. You know where the Blueberry Fest is?
Yeah.
You know where that lake is? me and my friend Devin swam across that lake and back. Like, straight across. I mean, like, when I think about that now, how stupid that was. Because, like, what if you get tired and you're in the middle of the fucking lake? What do you do? God, I hate thinking about this shit. Stop asking me questions like that. I felt like an Olympic swimmer, though. I was like 16, though.
All right, question 13. What is
Better
something
be a
you are,
wholesome one.
what is
What's your
something
favorite color?
what is something you are very passionate about besides music?
Being a good person, trying to be kind to people, and being there for people when they need you.
Okay. Question 14. What is the best life advice you've ever gotten and who gave it to you?
Man, that's going to be tough. Because, I mean, like, I have gotten so many good things from so many people. You know, I mean, and I've been going on a journey with my life, like, recently where, I mean, I've been really fortunate and met this amazing woman who's this therapist I've been seeing for the last year that's woken me up to so many different things, and between things she said to me the last year and some things that um my friends Ron Coivisto, you know, is one of my best friends, you know, musicians that's done it all, you know, and I've been and like I get to listen to his wisdom. You know, we go out buying him lunch is, you know, one of my favorite things to do because it's like I get to listen to him talk, you know, and I mean, even my mom and dad and just everybody. And, you know, that's actually the funny thing about the song I wrote, The Music Saved My Life, is it's when I wrote the song, I didn't mean literally the music. The music was actually like music to my ears. Oh, look, there's a deer crossing the street right by my house. ADHD, sorry. The music isn't literally the music. It's like music to my ears, like the wisdom and the things that I've heard from people.
Okay. All right. Question 15. What advice do you give to somebody that wants to be a singer or songwriter?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Get a job. Get a good paying job. Don't do it. It's not worth it. No, just kidding. Just joking. Listen to your parents. Stay in school. No, I'm just kidding. It's been one of the greatest choices I ever made. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And, you know, being 33 years old and still, I mean, the reality is you're pretty much screwed for money when you're going to it. It's a crapshoot. I mean, you know, I'm not to crush anyone's dreams or anything, but I mean, it's like you gotta really have it going on, and you gotta really work so hard. You gotta work 10 times harder than somebody that clocks in at a job 9 to 5, you know, and just can clock out and go home and move on with their life. No, I mean, like, for me, it's like I don't stop thinking about music. It's like you don't clock out. It's like you're always in it. And it's just like the thing is like for me, I love music so much that I'm willing to be poor and I'm willing to have those things that aren't, you know. So I mean, I guess so what's the one piece of advice? You better love it. Otherwise, you're not doing the right thing. Because if you don't love it, you ain't getting much else out of it. I mean, if you don't love it and like make other people feel that love and like are a part of that love and experience and can share something and feel like you really have something to share and like you got something to say, or, you know, some people think they get the wrong idea about what music is. And I think that's where they fall short. And you see it all the time. It's like they dress the part. You know, I'm just saying there's pretty girls out there all the time, you know, that dress up and they play the part and they look great, you know, but like it's like, what's the message? What are you trying to say? Where's the music? You know, I mean, like, I couldn't do that. I mean, I can't dress up and look pretty, so I had to make the music good, no. But I mean, but I think it's only going to take you so far, you know. But I mean, you got to love it. You got to love the music, and you got to love what you're doing. You got to like be in it in a way that like you can bring other people into it and be a part of it, and like that's the fuel. It's not the money, it's not anything like that. I mean, like, and you know, it's just my one piece of advice. Yeah, you have to love it, otherwise you are absolutely in the wrong field, and you just have to realize that you ain't gonna, I mean, you, depending on, you know, if you have a rich daddy or something, you know, I mean, you ain't gonna be rich doing it, you know, and you gotta love it.
All right, question 16. Who are your top 3 favorite musicians that you listen to?
Hmm.
Who are your top 3 favorite musicians that you listen to?
Well, I always go back to the, like, you know, when I don't know what to listen to, I always go to like my favorites, like James Taylor, obviously, um, Jason Mraz, like the ones that I said I'd have dinner with, you know, Buddy Holly. But when I'm stuck, you know, and I don't really, in a musical rut where I feel like I don't know who I'm gonna um listen to. But I like to listen to people I don't know, honestly. I like to listen, expose myself to like something new, like nutritious, musically nutritious, that like is really good. Like that maybe I haven't heard before.
Okay. Question 17. Who's your favorite Disney character?
I love Disney movies, and I know so many Disney songs that I play. It's crazy. But like, to name one in particular, gosh, I don't even know. Like, I feel like after this podcast, I'm going to be like, damn it, I should have said that one. But off the top of my head, I can't think of it. I mean, there's, oh, man. Wait a minute. Okay, the Alice in Wonderland, like the old one, right? The cartoon one, that's Disney, right?
I'm not sure. It
I
might
think
be.
it is. I think it is Disney. Maybe.
Is there a
Maybe it is.
character on there that you like?
I think the doorknob, because he scared me when I was a kid. He scared me
The
when I was little.
doorknob.
No, seriously, that doorknob like scared me so bad. Like when I was little in Alice in Wonderland, and then like she like had to like eat the thing to get smaller and then bigger again, and then she started crying, and then the door opened. And, like, yeah, like that doorknob like really frightened me when I was little. But I think I really like it now that I'm older. If it's a Disney movie, I think Alice in Wonderland is a Disney movie. So.
All right. Question 18. Do you believe in ghosts and aliens?
Ghosts, I mean, no, no. But aliens, not in the way that people perceive an alien, like green googly eyes, you know, have 8 legs. No. But do I believe that there's possibility for life somewhere else that does not exist here? I mean, has that been proven even? That, I mean, I think maybe there's some kind of like biological life that exists. Possibly, I think they say that there is, but hasn't been proven in like, I don't know whether it's in the atmosphere or a different layer in like one of the planets close to us, you know, whatever that would be, you know, I'm not sure, but aliens the way that we think about it, no. But like possibility for like biological life, maybe.
Okay.
But I
Well,
mean,
all
I'm
right.
open minded, but I mean, like, as far as the observable universe and like what we know, like around here, I've never seen proof or evidence of a ghost. But I mean, like, there have been times where I've kind of felt like maybe I've seen a sign from Zach, but I can't be certain, but like I don't dive into that super, you know, I'm not really what do they call that? There's a word for it. It's like superstitious. Maybe that's it.
Okay.
But I think ghosts are a completely different level than aliens.
No, I
But I
just
wouldn't even
wondered if.
call it alien. I wouldn't even call it alien. That just sounds silly.
Okay.
Life
Question
somewhere beyond what we know on
question
this.
19. What is the most dangerous thing you've ever done?
We're gonna be here all day if we got to go there.
Just name one.
Fucking. I don't want. This isn't good. It's not good. When you're young, you do a lot of stupid stuff. And I mean, I made sparkler bombs. I made. I mean, gosh, I've done so many stupid things I don't even want people to know. I don't even want to know. The most dangerous thing I've done, I jumped off of bridges to go swimming in areas where I didn't know what was underneath it. I dove off of bridges where, like, I literally got a scar on my leg from the same bridge that I jumped off headfirst into. I mean, come on. I mean, like, fucking A, I think some of us, we're lucky to be alive. I mean, like, I'm just so grateful that, like, I'm still here. I mean, like, there's so many stupid things, blown off my fingers with fireworks. Jesus. I mean, there's so many things I can't even count, but I'm just grateful and I thank God that I'm still here. So, yeah,
All right. Question 20. Final question. Do you have any phobias?
I am terribly afraid of heights and I've never flown in a plane before, but I would like to someday. I think another phobia is traveling big time, like away from home, like far distances. Like that's something I experienced even when I was traveling with Zach and Mike. But after Zach passed, I think it kind of got a little heavier on me. But in the, it's all a mind game. It's all it is. It's in your head. And the things I've learned in therapy, and I mean, if you get the right person, I mean, like you're good, your mind is going to open up in ways that all these phobias and all of these fears, they can be dealt with. They can be managed, and you can work on them and improve your life. And I think I have, you know, I think I have for myself. So I
Well,
mean,
listen,
like, I
go
do
ahead.
have phobias, but they don't control me.
Well, listen, I appreciate you coming on and being willing to talk about the band and Zach's passing and how you dealt with that and answering the random 20 questions and having fun with that. If there's anything you want to promote or anything you want to say to your fans before we end, go ahead.
Just follow me wherever you listen to music, and this 3 years are gonna pay off when you hear the Music Saved My Life album. Because I mean, like, I've been working on it so hard, and like, I just can't wait for you to listen to it. That's basically it. I'm gonna be releasing this single I wrote for my friend Zach. It's one of my favorite songs on this album. It's gonna be the first one. I got the art for it. The same girl who did the art for the band, that I have her original photo or images here. Like, you can see Zach and Mike and me on the crescent moon. The same one who did this art did the art for my the Somewhere in My Heart single that I'm going to release. So you'll see that soon too. And it's absolutely beautiful. She captured me and Zach's dog and the crescent moon in the sky, and oh, it's just so good. And that's about it for right now. Come on out to Homegrown, listen to the family band, get together, me and my nephew and niece and my brother and my dear friend Christy Marie. We're going to play on May 2nd at the Morris Room, and that's going to be at 11:30 p.m. Come on out.
All right. And with that, the truth has spoken. Hold on.
Thanks for having me.